Okay, Keyblade. I've talked about the problems before, and yeah, it's very apparent when you actually hold it. So here's the problem, right? You can't hold it the way you normally would because it hits your wrist there. So that doesn't really work. So ideally you would hold it like this, but then this also doesn't work because look where it's pointed. So it kind of, you would have to rotate the whole thing like this. Then it works, then you can use it that way. Not that you really need the guards as much here as you do there. But yeah, I've talked about that before. Like if you chopped off this side, it's perfectly usable. But like this, there are some problems. And then there's a chain. The Gonad Whacker 9000. That's the height. That's literally the height that we're dealing with here. I'm scared.
Shouldn't I be scared?
I mean, yes, you should also be concerned. That's a classic version. This one is a bit longer, so this goes right past for the most part.
This
It's a bit safer.
You just made a Kusarigama video.
Oh, hang on. Ah, we can fix it. There we go. Now it works. Now you can hit things with it and you don't break your wrist. So now it's a weapon. And now that actually kind of works. Like it's basically an axe, sort of. Now we're in the what the hell territory. Frostmourne, I feel like you have to be undead to be able to use it because there's literally spikes on it. That's not for a fleshy human hand. That needs a scaly hand. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on the comfortable handling. Not how I would put it. Oh.
Okay, I assume the weight is higher on that one?
Oh yeah, quite a bit. And the discomfort is very high. If you feel like such a badass that you want to give your opponent a chance to defeat you, there you go. I guess the good thing about that is it's not super top heavy because a lot of the mass is here. So the balance point is probably there. But that doesn't help you. Oh my goodness, there's so... Okay, come closer here. Like, there's so much going on there. There's so much fantasy happening.
Isn't that the entire...
Not the kind of thing that I fantasize about, but...
Redacted.
My goodness. What even is happening? I can understand if you style the skeletons you summon like that, well, sort of like this. You just glue on extra pieces or whatever, or fuse them with different bone parts and metal and whatever to make them extra edgy and menacing. I can see that because you don't have to swing the skellies; they move themselves. If this was like a possessed sword that flies around and acts on its own, you're good. If you have to pick this up and fight with it, maybe hold it by the blade and try to beat them with this end. I don't know. That's so excessive. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun kind of excessive. This is one that people have often asked me about. How functional is this? I mean, it's an energy blade normally, so this operates very differently from steel. And it's not made for human hands, and I can tell that it's not because our fingers are not that far apart. This here spreads the fingers pretty weirdly. If that wasn't there, in other words, if it was made for a human hand, it would be a little bit easier to hold. Like maybe I can sort of offset it. That actually works.
Dual-handed.
There's no point, but yeah, you could. You get like a special discount. You stab them once, but actually twice. So I don't think that the split down the middle adds anything of value, especially when the two blades are this close together. But if you insist on that, why not join them closer to the hand? Otherwise it's just unnecessarily exposed. If you wanted to make this in real life, Qatar. It's already been done better, you know. And I'm assuming they probably looked at Qatars for the inspiration and then made this. Yeah, if you can have a Qatar, there's not really any reason to not have additional support because the Qatar has the bars on the side that you can kind of brace with a little bit. Usually on a Qatar, you've got this this palm swell here in the center. Usually it goes on both sides. So if you take the lump off and put it on this side to get a bigger lump, then you've got an energy blade. Yeah. Very insightful, I know. I definitely do not have a hand large enough for this one. That one's made of foam.
I believe that might be,
Right, since I'm walking around here with this sword safety, this is how you walk around with a sword, all right? Just a little bit away from you so you don't poke yourself in the leg, point down. What you don't do is walk around with it like this and like somebody asks you a question, what's up? That's what you don't do, all right? This. I mean, maybe don't run with it, because if you were to stumble and fall, not great. But the problem is if you hold it up like this, particularly if you do this kind of number, you don't see who is behind you. You're just like, hey, how's it going? It's not ideal. So yeah, just a little TSA, I guess. This is actually kind of a sword, yeah. Like this, I mean, heavy for a historical longsword, but I think I'm starting to get acclimated to fantasy weights, so I'm just saying that because, yeah, I'm just saying that because relative to the others, guy has super strength, so it's fine. It's not a problem at all. Even if you made this 3 times heavier, this is still perfectly fine with superhuman strength. Looking at it, I think I might have complained about the pommel, but it doesn't actually bother you. It's not in the way. And, you know, here, this kind of thing, you can't grip it as high up because that's in the way, but you don't have to, so. But there we go. That's sword weight right there. Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's made out of carbon steel. It has some beautiful runes engraved into the middle of it. It's real leather on the sheath. It's full tang, it's functional, and the finishing is fantastic.
Yeah, that's a sword. There you go. That's an actual sword that you can use. That's a good weight. Good weight, good proportions. It's interesting because it's a relatively large guard, but that doesn't seem to affect anything negatively. It's a good pommel too. Yep. If there was a sparring version, I'd spar with this. I mean, not this in particular because that's a little bit too fancy. I immediately started treating it like a longsword when picking it up just because of the handle length. But I mean, Link uses sword and shield, so that's still fine. Yeah, that's good. I do like that. It's a good fit too on the scabbard. Keep an eye out for more videos like this. And by the way, I'm also putting up an about 2-hour-long supercut of all this with plenty of extra footage for YouTube members and patrons of the $5 tier and above. So if you're thinking about supporting the channel, there's a little extra incentive. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching and take care, folks.